the Join My Trip co-working show. My name is Anna and I'm going to be hosting this show from now on. And as the name says, it's going to be all about co-working. We're going to talk about all the tips and tricks about co-working. We're going to talk about tools that might be helpful for you when you're co-working. And also about current destinations where you should go if you're co-working. New updates about travel restrictions and not, best places to go. So basically everything you need to know about co-working. So my goal is that this show is going to be the top one show for all the co-workers, remote workers, digital nomads around the world, and of course also for the ones that are planning to become any of these. Where are we going to start? Maybe I'm just going to quickly introduce you to the whole co-working topic and maybe also give you a bit background about why Join My Trip is now doing those co-working trips, and also maybe why I personally became a co-working addict in the last month. So basically, how it all started is, as we all know, 2020 has been a quite different year for probably all of us, and so same was for us. Usually the whole Join My Trip team was working from the office in Hamburg. Then Corona hit and we all were stuck in home office. At one point, working from home office wasn't as fun as it was maybe in the first weeks. So at one point we all got a bit like, I think you guys all know this, like you can't see your own living room anymore and you're just sick of everything. So once the travel restrictions got a bit less, like our boss was, okay guys, if you want you can work remotely, which means we can work from anywhere in the world if it's within a certain time zone. So yeah, what should I say? I'm a travel lover, since I can remember, and so I was basically the first one being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this directly. So I booked my flights to Portugal and I decided to do my first co-working experience or remote work experience from the beautiful little town Ericeira, which is located 20 minutes up north from Lisbon at the coast. And what should I say? I couldn't have picked any better place to start my first co-working. It's a little tiny town. You have a lot of surfers there, a lot of yoga studios, a lot of cafes, a lot of good vibes and sun, and it's just really, really nice. So when I was there, I was kind of like facing the problem that I didn't know how to start this whole co-working thing, because I wanted to connect with other people in the destination. I wanted to kind of like not spend too much money on my accommodation, since I still have my flat at home and back in Germany. So I ended up basically staying in a hostel dorm and working in a co-working space, but that wasn't the perfect environment for me, because of course in a hostel dorm you don't sleep as good as you maybe should do. And then of course also in the co-working space it was a bit like you can't do so much calls and you always have to be like super, super quiet. And since we have a lot of calls in our team, I was like, okay, this is not the perfect thing to do. So actually, what then happened is kind of like destiny. I met other people that were also doing the same, working remotely from Ericeira, and we ended up sharing an apartment together. So we found this beautiful apartment with an amazing balcony, views over the ocean. We were able to watch the sunset from the balcony. We had a pool, and each of us had their own room, and we had a big living room with big spaces for tables and everything. And we ended up sharing this flat together, and of course also sharing costs for the rent and also costs for like all the stuff that we did for grocery shopping, and shared a car and everything. So that was, for me, I was like, okay, wow, this is amazing, this is so cool. I was living with 3 people, one was from Belgium, the other one was from I think from England, and the other one was from the Netherlands. And we all worked in online marketing, so we were also able to share a lot of knowledge and give each other tips on everything. And it was just a really, really, really nice experience. And this way I found out, okay, I can actually have all this together. I can share my travel costs, I can connect with people, I can not have to have dinner alone, I'm not on my own, but I can still enjoy the views over the ocean, I can go to the beach in the morning, and this was for me the perfect thing. And then I thought, okay, if I had this problem of finding the way to organize this co-working thing, there might be other people that have a different issue. Like, okay, what are you going to do if you want to go and work somewhere, but you don't want to rent your own apartment and don't want to be alone from the first time? And then I was like, okay, I'm working for a platform that actually is a platform to find travel buddies. So why won't you not be able to find your co-working buddies? So one afternoon I had a call with one of my colleagues, and we were like, this is amazing, we're gonna do it. So this was basically when the whole co-working thing was born, and I had the honor to then publish the first co-working trip on JoinMyTrip and actually execute it. And this is why we're actually here now in Portugal. I just finished my first co-working trip. It was a whole month sharing a huge villa with a lot of co-workers, having people from all over the world living with me, sharing experiences, cooking knowledge about other stuff, and it was just a really, really good time. So what actually happened when I published my first co-working trip, I got so many applications because, and especially in Germany at the moment, of course everybody's working from home office, and more bosses give the opportunity to execute this home office somewhere in the world. They don't care if you do it in Germany or if you do it at the beach in Portugal, as long as your work is done, which I think is so amazing, because I personally feel so much more motivated when I'm working with a view like this, with flowers all over, palm trees in my face and sun in my face. I'm definitely more productive and motivated than sitting in a dark room in Germany, where I think it's probably already dark by now. Yeah, so this is why a lot of companies have this opportunity, and a lot of people are actually seeing this. Oh, this is actually a good idea. I don't have to be stuck in Germany in home office. I can actually go and work from somewhere else. So yeah, actually I had the problem that so many people signed up for my trip that I actually needed to open more houses. So in the end, we ended up having 4 co-working houses in like a little area outside of Lagos. Lagos is the city located in the south at the Algarve in Portugal. And what should I say? We had a great time. So it was, we shared workouts in the morning. We went for morning runs, and you know, there was always one person responsible for the coffee. Then we did maybe sometimes lunch together, sometimes not. We had like enough space to kind of like have our meetings, and in the evening we would just make some plans. Maybe did a sunset hike or met with other digital nomads that were are based in Lagos. We had a bonfire party on the beach on the weekend. We watched we watched movies together when we didn't want to do anything else, and we just had a really, really good time. And the one thing that for me personally was the most amazing thing, or is the most amazing thing about all this co-working, is the connection that you get with the people. Of course, if you're living with people for 2 or 4 weeks and you don't know each other, of course you get a quite strong connection if you want it or not. And it's just about the sharing of the experiences and especially the knowledge, because co-working, of course you kind of like travel together, but the most important is you work together. So which means like, of course, each of us was working on their own projects, but in the end, when you had a question like, hey guys, I'm struggling with this WordPress thing, can you help me? And there was always somebody, okay, hey, sure, I'm actually a WordPress expert, or oh, I don't know how to set up this Google Ads campaign, and then somebody is a Google Ads expert. Or it was so nice that we had the skills sharing thing, that we actually ended up having whole presentations about our personal top topic that we want to share knowledge about. And this is for me the most powerful thing, because of course I can sit down, I can watch a YouTube video where somebody is explaining me something, but to be honest, and I think you can, you have had the same feeling, it's always different if somebody is telling it to you in person. Yeah, so this is something that I just really, really loved. So yeah, what I say, I'm in love with this whole co-working thing, and this is why what I want with this show is sharing all this knowledge that I have done with, well, I have like basically like learned now with all this, with the co-working trips I already did. And also I'm in contact with other people that do those co-working trips to share all this knowledge with you. And in future, there's so many things we can do. I will probably have some guests over. We will talk about maybe tools that are useful, about how to make your co-working trip the most productive, and maybe also the most maybe relaxing for you. How can you manage to have your daily life kind of like, although you're living somewhere else? How do you challenge problems if they're facing some, or if you're facing some? And yeah, this is all stuff that I want to share with you guys. So I'm really, really looking forward to the next episodes together with you to share this co-working experiences. And of course I want to also motivate you guys to maybe start your next co-working trip, or join one that is already published on JoinMyTrip, because I think at the moment we have quite some amazing trips happening in Tenerife, or they will happen in Tenerife, and also on Madeira. So maybe check them out, and if you're able to work remotely, and you will see how amazing it is and how it brings your productivity and creativity up. And yeah, if you like this video, I know it's like the first episode, so it's not perfect yet, but we're working on it, and I'm sure we're gonna get better. Yeah, subscribe to our channel, like it or thumbs up on the video. And if you have any questions or want to share anything about this video, comment below. And in case you have any ideas about future episodes or whatever, just send us a message on JoinMyTrip. I think you can find us on basically any social media network. And we are really looking forward to welcome to you the next show. Have a great week ahead and greetings from beautiful Portugal.